talking about the Titans here. The Titans.
Swing and a drive, left field. It's gone. It is gone. It is bedlam at the bank.
The Philadelphia Phillies are 2008 World Champions of Baseball.
Podcast right here. You already know. Go fucking subscribe.
You are now listening to the 302 Birds Phillies postgame show with KJ McCoy, Ballpark Tommy, Dalt, and Fratty. Proudly powered by TickPick. Check out the link in the bio for $10 off your first order today. Let's take it to the show.
What is going on, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome on into the Phillies postgame show. Phillies hang on to beat the Blue Jays 7-4 on 10 hits. Blue Jays had 8 on 4 runs. And I have a very special guest. We normally do this show with Friday Billy, Dalt on occasion, but we got Chaos Chris in the house tonight. How you doing, dude?
Oh, I'm excited. We actually won a game. We pre-planned this for me to come on tonight, and the Phillies just so happened to play really well. Besides the bullpen, kind of screwing it up there for a little bit. But I can't ask for more from the hitters. Alec Bohm is starting to come alive. Harper hit a home run in the first inning. Schwarber hit another homer. There's not much else you can ask for from this offense. I'd like to see a little bit, less reliance on the home run. But if they're going out, they're going out. 10 hits, you'll take that every night.
Yeah, no, we definitely will. It definitely got scary, though. In that 7th inning, you had, first off, I don't know if it's going to be big news because it just turned out that it was a pulled muscle. But Adolis scared me a little bit there when he apparently he was throwing somebody out. He was trying to throw somebody out, and he felt something. But, I don't know. This whole right field situation, it's so messed up. It's been messed up. I'm not even the biggest Dolly fan, although he has had a solid month of June. But, I feel like if he is really down for the count, we have to rely on Felix Reyes. Come on. I feel like we're screwed, Chris.
It feels like it's been that way for right field outside of, 1 or 2 years of Bryce Harper. Since Jason Worth. Honestly, I'm trying to think of right fielders we had that were good besides Harper for that 1 or 2 years. And you can maybe put 1 year of Castellanos in there, even though he couldn't field worth a damn. It's just a revolving door at right field of just mediocre players. So, obviously I hope Adolis is okay, but I also don't think Adolis is the answer in right field. He plays pretty good defense, but just can't hit. He can't hit anymore. His career's over. And I don't think this number 39, Stuart Broha, or whatever the hell his name is, the guy was throwing the ball against the wall. I don't know what the hell he was doing. And then threw the ball over Duran's head. Don't know what he's doing. But I don't think he's the answer either. Hopefully it's just something not too major with Adolis, but they also need to figure out something there in right field.
Yeah, no, they definitely do. But at the same time, I don't if we're talking about the trade deadline and getting a right field bat, which is what I feel like the Phillies definitely need. There are certainly some names out there. I just don't know if I trust Dombrowski to go and make those moves. I think Austin Hayes. I think Rodolfo Castro. I think of those moves. I'm just really afraid that the move is going to be, and I think you definitely need to get a bullpen arm because Alvarado, Stuttgart, I guess tonight, Keller, some of these names have not been it, but you look at the right-handed batters, you look at Bohm, although he's been pretty hot recently. You look at JT, you look at Garcia. I mean, you go like past like number 5 in the order, it's nothing. It's nothing. And I don't know, Chris, if I trust Dave to make that push.
Yeah, I agree with you. And I think the biggest thing that I keep seeing with the Phillies is they're trading away prospects for these rental guys, and then they don't actually develop any of their own prospects. You know, you were just saying how you don't trust Felix Reyes out there. But just put him out there, right? Just let him play. He's going to make mistakes. He's not going to be great at first. But just let him play. Let him figure it out. Because I have a feeling he's going to be a decent major league player. Is he going to be a star? No. Is he going to be what you need to get over the top? No, but I don't think that guy is out there for a trade either. Just put Reyes out there in right field. Let him figure out, or put him in left and put Marsh in right. Whatever. But put Reyes out there. Let him figure it out. He's absolutely tearing the cover off the ball in AAA. He can hit. Just let him out there and hit every single day. Not, one day we're going to play Storbroa, one day we're going to play Sosa, one day we're going to play Reyes. No. Every single day. Crawford and Reyes in the outfield. Play them every single day.
Yeah, I don't get the Crawford hate. I've really, like, he started off the year, now he's cold because you haven't been playing him, but he was hitting like 270 in that 9-hole spot, and that sets up Schwarber perfectly.
I just think he just needs to play every single day. And the sitting him against lefties thing is the dumbest thing in the world. The kid is 22 years old. Let him figure out how to hit lefties. You don't need to have every single hitter, every single lefty just not hit against lefties. Let him hit. He will figure out how to hit lefties. Look what happened to Brandon Marsh. As soon as they let him start hit lefties, what's he doing? Tearing the cover off the ball. Just let them play. Develop these guys. Every team that wins the World Series has guys they develop. The Phillies aren't going to be able to buy their way to a World Series. They don't spend with the Dodgers and never will be able to spend with the Dodgers. They need to develop their own homegrown players, and until that happens, it doesn't matter what kind of moves they make at deadlines. They need to keep developing players. I mean, we've seen there's been numerous guys they've traded away here in the last 3 or 4 years on rental guys that are really starting to come up through different systems, play well. I know the Angels got 2 guys from us that are pitching in the major leagues right now, and we got nothing to show for it. Estevez went somewhere else. Like, it's just they gotta develop their own guys and let them play. You know, maybe in a year or two, if they're not playing how you want them to play, then you make a move. But let them play until that point.
I also don't think that you can trade some of these guys because your system is so top heavy. It's got Aiden Miller and Gage Wood. And Gage Wood, like normally the idea is to let him develop.
It ain't top heavy. It's nowhere near as top heavy as people think. They have a much deeper system than people are giving them credit for. The problem is everybody just looks at one little stat. They look at Baseball America. They look at this. They don't watch the players' swings, watch them go through their day-to-day. Like, these guys, top to bottom, they're not like a top system in baseball, but I think they're the upper half of baseball at this point. They have some really deeper names where, you know, you don't have the star power per se, but I think they have a lot of guys who are going to be major league players. The one thing they really need is a catcher, though, which they don't have. And JT Realmuto is cooked offensively and defensively. He cost them 2 runs tonight because he can't catch the damn ball. Like, it was brutal catching-wise, and he can't hit. So I think it's time. I think more than anything, I think catcher's their biggest need because they don't even have anything in the minors.
You're telling me, Chris, you're not a Garrett Stubbs, Mr. Vibes guy?
No. And I'm a big Marshawn guy because when I worked in Reading, Marshawn was there. Marshawn was a really cool guy. But to me, Marshawn's just a backup catcher. They need a starting catcher. Yeah. They need a starting catcher, and they don't really have one in the system that's anywhere close. And I love my guy, Jordan Disson. I think he's going to be a very, very solid player in the majors. He's not ready yet. He's not a starting catcher yet. You got to find somebody who can play there.
It's the same reason though that like I feel like they also kind of rush these guys. Like Painter, for example, bro. Like we all knew he wasn't ready yet. He had a 5 year in AAA.
The rushing of Painter didn't happen this year. It happened when he tore his arm. That's when they rushed Painter. They tried to rush him then. This year they kind of had to have him up. At this point, like you're not going to have him go through another year of AAA. I think they just need to let Painter figure it out. Let him keep pitching. Whether he's in the majors or the minors, it doesn't matter on the command. Like the command is going to come whether he's in the majors or minors. It's the same strike zone. You know, he's got to find the strike zone. He's got to find, okay, he can hit the corner here, hit the corner there. If he doesn't find the strike zone, it doesn't matter what league he's in. He's not going to throw strikes and he's not going to do well.
Yeah. Well, I mean, speaking of guys that, I guess are doing well as of recently, Alec Boehm, and I am the biggest, I hate to say it, I'm really one of the biggest Boehm haters on this side of the planet. But, I really think that he's been tearing the cover off the ball. This comes from John Clark of NBC Sports Philadelphia, Johnny Baseball, if you will. He leads the Phillies with 10 RBIs so far in the month of June. It is batting over 300 this month. Now, with the whole situation with Aiden Miller, him being out probably for, I'd say I mean, they said a couple weeks, but I think he's going to be out for the rest of he's done. Yeah, no. And maybe you've got some sources there with your Reading, affiliation, but it takes the trade deadline into consideration here, because I think a lot of people expected that Boehm would be shipped off or they'd replace him with somebody at third base. And that guy being Aiden Miller. Now, with him getting hurt, it screws a bunch of things up. But at the same time, if Boehm hits 300 for the rest of the year, I feel like we're fine. But I don't know at the same time that he can do something like that, especially not in the playoffs. I look at guys that do not show up in the playoffs, and he's my one-up. He is up there amongst the top. Like, I don't know. I'm not there.
Yeah, I think if Aiden Miller's not going to be anywhere near what people think he's going to be. Everybody keeps saying, oh, he's better than Boehm already and all this stuff. They don't look what Alec Boehm did in the minors. Like, Alec Boehm was a much bigger prospect than Aiden Miller ever was. I don't care what the rankings say. Boehm was the 4th overall pick. Might have been 3rd. And tore the cover off all throughout the minors. Boehm hasn't really figured it out, but he has stretches where he does. Like, he was an all-star before. He's got stretches where he could play really well. And I don't see anything else on this team or really that's available for in a trade that would be better than Alec Boehm. Now, yes, playoffs is a joke. Whole team in the playoffs has been a joke the last couple of years. So I don't know what you do to fix that, but I don't think this year is the year that Alec Boehm, I think the offseason is when you look at getting rid of Alec Boehm, unless they somehow go through a skid here and they're not going to make the playoffs, but I think they're going to be within it at the trade deadline, so they're not going to trade him. But if he can get it going here, get himself up to a 250 hitter. I think he's 3rd on the team in RBIs. Keep doing that, playing productive baseball. That's all they need. I mean, he doesn't need to hit home runs every single night like he did tonight, but it's nice when he does. He's never going to be a home run hitter, even though how tall he is.
Yeah. Well, you know what I feel like? This is sort of an underrated aspect of their game. I really think when he does get on base, they should they need to get somebody faster on the bases for him. This dude is the slowest, And my nickname in the 302 space is Wheels. I feel like I would beat him in a 40-yard dash.
Damn, let's do it. Let's run it, Bohm. Let's get it up.
Yeah. No, I totally think I would. He is slow as molasses. He might be slower than Castellanos, which is saying something because, my God, Castellanos was the slowest guy I've ever seen. The problem is you don't have speedsters.
I will say that Bohm looks slower than what he is because his legs are so long. He's not fast by any stretch of the means, but I don't think he's not the slowest guy in the majors. But he does look like he's dragging a piano.
Yes. Jonah,
I would like to see that. I would like to see the sprint speeds though, because I feel like he's not as slow as he looks. Just because he's a fucking giraffe. He's huge. He's 6'5".
He is. I also don't get the he's huge, so he should hit for pop thing. I don't understand that.
And I think that's what messes a lot of these guys up. And I feel like that's kind of what's Crawford's problem right now is they keep going with, he's a ground ball rate guy. Well, I don't care. He got a base hit tonight and created a havoc on the base paths after he got a little dribbler to third base. He was safe at first because he's that fast. Let these guys swing the bat. Nobody ever cared how many home runs Chase Utley hit. Chase Utley was a line drive hitter. If Alec Bohm could be a line drive hitter, he's going to hit, 15, 20 homers a year. But they keep messing with that launch angle, and that's just the game today, the launch angle and all that shit. But just let him, he takes the ball the other way, pulls the ball in the gaps. That's the Alec Bohm that we need, not the Alec Bohm that's swinging out of his heels all the time and tries to be a hero. Schwarber doing that, fine. But besides that, nobody else on the team, and that includes Bryce Harper. I know Bryce Harper hits a lot of home runs, but that includes Bryce Harper. Shouldn't be trying to hit home runs every bat.
I mean, that's fair to an extent, but I zero in on Bryce and Schwarber. Those guys have the best approaches, I feel like, among anybody on that team. They actually try and get walks. Remember Reese? I'm completely on the other end of the spectrum when it comes to Reese Hoskins. This guy, remember when people used to yell at him for taking walks? This team doesn't do that anymore. They just don't. And Schwarber and Harper, they at least try and take walks. Bomer and Trey, my God, Trey. These guys are the new Castellanos. They swing at these balls that are 500 feet outside the zone. It's ridiculous.
Trey needs a night off or two, or maybe 3.
I agree.
I still think Trey is a good player. I just think that Trey is so in his head about everything right now. And he's just having an off year. Like, he was really good last year, but 3 strikeouts again tonight. Not the best. Not good at all. Just like he can't be striking out all the time. He's not that type of hitter. He's another guy. Just, hit the ball the other way. Get on base. If he dribbles a ball down the third base line, he's going to be safe at first, and then he can steal second. That's just as good as a double. Put the ball in play. And against a lot of these teams, they're making errors all over the place. Put the ball in play. Figure it out. You don't need to hit 30 home runs a year, Trey Turner. You're not that guy anymore. It's fine.
He hasn't been that guy for a while. Oh, yeah. Stott. My God. Dude, remember the year he came up, he hit, what, 290? Come on. It's ridiculous.
And I'm going to go back to, I watched him at Reading. Well, I did watch him at Reading. He took the ball the other way a lot, slapped the ball down the line, didn't try to hit too many homers. But the homers came because when you have a nice line drive swing, the ball carries, especially the Phillies play in Citizens Bank Park. It's a little bit of a bandbox. You can get home runs on line drives pretty easily. So it comes with time. It's just, I feel like it's just all throughout baseball. They're really, really, really trying to hit too many home runs when there's guys like Crawford, Stott, Turner, like all three of those guys should be just trying to put the ball in play. Same with Bohm. Just put the ball in play. You know?
I know. Well, as this game went forward and the Blue Jays scored 3 runs in that 7th inning, you're like, oh God, the Phillies are going to blow it. And Duran comes in, and you're like, at least in my mind, Chris, I really thought that we were going to blow it again. That first runner gets on, and I'm like, oh my God, he's going to do it again. But they pull a fantastic double play, which you really have not seen out of Bryson Stott and Trey Turner. And they get out of it, shortly after. And it's so funny because before last night, I heard, oh, Duran's going to be the next Brad Lidge. He's going to be better than Brad Lidge. I don't know. I think he's going to be one of the best Phillies closers of all time. I don't think you're going to see a 48 for 48 season again. But good win by him tonight.
I mean, I think Lidge is the first one to do it, and he'll be the last one to do it. But, I mean, Duran's got under a 2 ERA. Like, he is one of the best closers in baseball by far. He's had, like, a couple – the problem is when a closer gives up a run or two, they lose a ball game. That's what happened last night. Duran gave up a couple runs. Whoop-de-doo. It's the first time he did that in a closing situation all fucking year. He's going to be fine. I do not worry about Duran at all. He's one of the best pitchers in baseball. He's probably the Phillies' second best pitcher. I would put him over Wheeler.
Would you put him over Sanchez?
No.
Yeah.
Second best pitcher.
Okay.
Sanchez, Duran, then Wheeler. If I have one inning to win a World Series.
One inning to win a World Series. Go.
So it'll depend on when the last time Sanchez pitched. But if all three of them fully rested, I'm going Sanchez, then Duran, then Wheeler. Even though, I mean, that's really close. You can go any three of those guys, and I think they're getting you through that inning. But, I mean, Duran, so the thing with Duran is his stuff is so nasty, and he can pump 102 right by you. You know, Wheeler's really good, but he's only throwing 97 or 98 at this point. Only. But, now Wheeler 3 years ago when he was throwing 100, maybe. But I think Duran right now is your second best pitcher on the team.
Yeah, no, I 100% agree. Now, you want to talk about I don't exactly have a graphic for this, but you want to talk about a pitcher that is not one of the best players on the team, Andrew Painter, and he's going up against the Brewers, against Jacob Mizorowski. This Brewers series coming up, it's going to be a big test. But game one, I want to, tamper people's expectations. 740. I want to tamper people's expectations here because, Painter could redeem himself. But I will say, after the game that I went to against the White Sox, where he gives up a home run to a new kid, I forget how many he gave up. But, Painter, it just has not, and we talked about it earlier in the show, Painter against Mizorowski, game one, I'm not exactly liking those chances. But give your thoughts, Chris, on that game and the Phillies series overall against the Brewers. Do you think we have a shot?
I mean, the biggest thing that I got to look at here is Painter can't think, okay, I'm going up against Mizorowski. I have to pitch. I got to go no-hit these guys. He's just got to play his game. Throw in the strike zone. Use that. I think he's got to use that curveball a lot more. That curveball is his money pitch. But if the fastball's not on, it's not going to matter. So he's got to get the command down. Think, okay, let's get 5-6 innings out of him and figure it out. The Phillies are going to need to score runs against Mizorowski. They probably won't, which it might not matter what Painter does no matter what. But, to me, Painter can't put too much on himself. I think he's already putting too much on himself, and I think that's part of the problem. He's just got to play free, pitch his heart out, and that's it. The rest of the series, I mean, really, there's not – you got Aaron Nola night too, which everybody wants to dog on Painter all the time. Nola's the one making all the damn money. He sucks. He shouldn't even be on the team anymore. At least Painter's got an excuse. He's 22, 23 years old. Nola sucks. Game 3, that's going to be a tough one too. I mean, Kyle Harrison's a hell of a pitcher, but I like my odds with Christopher Sanchez right now. So I hope they're able to steal Game 1 against Mizrachi, because it would be really nice to see the Phillies tag him and kind of put Sanchez as number 1 in that Cy Young, really number 1 in that Cy Young race right now. But we'll see.
Yeah. No, I 100% agree on that Nola take. I just, and this is personal bias, I have a little bit of a soft spot for Nola, personally from my days in high school. Funny story. High school, I get in, somehow your boy gets a press pass and interviews him. So, he was really nice. But yeah, I do think Nola has had, a really rough year, rough contract, really rough contract. But this is, again, to broaden things out, this is kind of why Dave, I mean, I don't want to exactly give a $1 billion owner and Burton Dombrowski credit, but you're kind of handicapped by these bigger contracts in Nola, in Harper, in Trey, even in Kyle. Although Kyle has been, I mean, the godsend that we've needed in terms of, power hitting. Nola, to me, he's up there as one of the bigger culprits why the Phillies aren't doing, why the Phillies, how do I put this, don't have the willpower, the will or willpower to make those moves at the deadline that we need. And I'm not even saying go and get the star at the deadline. Maybe try not to do that, because you take a look at 2008, right? Phillies won the World Series that year. Who was the Phillies' biggest acquisition at the deadline? Joe Blanton, a guy that with the Oakland Athletics was a mid-tier, starter. But at the same time, I don't want a guy like Rodolfo Castro. That dude is, DFA worthy. I don't want Craig Kimbrell. We saw what happened. But Nola and these bigger contracts, I feel like screw the Phillies in the offseason.
Yeah, it all stems it stemmed from the offseason for the last couple of years. They just they sit on their hands too much, and then the best example is, now Bichette's not playing well, so it's a little bit of a weird example, but they got bitched out of Bichette, is what I like to say, and they signed JT Realmuto to a massive contract right after, and he's a guy who, what's he, 34 years old, 35 years old?
35.
Yeah, they're cooked. He's cooked. And they gave him $45 million, and you're stuck with him now.
With incentives, by the way. Incentives to make it 60.
Well, he's never going to make any of those incentives because he blows.
Yeah.
But, you're stuck with him now, and now you have to make up for it, and you're going to have to spend more money on another player to make up for his lackluster performance. I don't think you can do it. I like the way the team's playing right now, but I just don't see them getting over those top tier teams, getting over the Yankees, getting over the Dodgers, getting over the Braves. They're just not there, and I don't think they're going to be there with anything they make. People are like, oh, go trade for Byron Buxton. I don't think that's going to do you any good.
No, he's going to get hurt in 2 weeks.
They had so many stars. But at some point, you got to build your own thing. Like you had the daycare there for a little bit they played well through stretches, but they never really put it together. Stott is an okay player. Marsh is turning into a solid player. Bohm is meh. Like none of these guys, all three of those guys at this point should be good players. One of those three guys should be a star. Now, maybe Marsh is a star, but I don't know. I can't full on say Marsh is a star yet. Like he's playing well, but he's not taking over ball games really. So I just think they need to develop somebody, whether that's Felix Reyes, whether that's Dante Nori, whether that's, Aiden Miller, if his back is ever okay. You got to develop somebody offensively. And, a pitcher at this point, too, with Walker bombing out like he did and, Nola, who knows what he is. Painter's got to come up and pitch well. So.
Yeah. I feel like Painter needs – and again, you don't have the depth to, I think, do that. But I wouldn't be mad if they sent him down for just a tune-up. But I don't know. But that, I think, it's going to wrap it up for the Phillies postgame show. Win the series against the Blue Jays. Win it tonight 7-4, 10 hits, 7 runs. Blue Jays, 4 runs on 8 hits. And the Phillies will go play the Milwaukee Brewers. I believe that is on Friday, so off day tomorrow. And they will go and travel to Milwaukee to play the Brewers 7:40 for a 3-game set starting on Friday, ending on Sunday. Then they come back home against the Miami Marlins, and then the Mets come to town. And that should be a really fun series. We'll see how things transpire there. But want to thank Chris for coming on tonight. We should have some more of these. This was a blast. So I'll see what I can do there. But honored to have you on, my friend. Go check out his work on Under the Wing. You go there a lot. You kick ass with Havens, with Mooner. So go check out Tuesday nights. They have Under the Wing, and he's usually on there. So appreciate you for coming on, my friend. You are absolutely welcome back. But thank you all for watching this edition of the Phillies postgame show. Thank you to Nick's Pizza for sponsoring the stream. Thanks for watching. I'm Jess. That's Chris. Thank you for watching. And let's go, Phils.
The Vikings.
Swing and a drive, left field. It's going, and it is gone! It is Bedlam at the bank!
The Philadelphia Phillies are 2008 World Champions of Baseball.
Podcast right here. You already know. Go fucking subscribe.
You are now listening to the 302 Birds Phillies postgame show with KJ McCoy, Ballpark Tommy, Dalt, and Fratty. Proudly powered by TickPick. Check out the link in the bio for $10 off your first order today.